With just a few days left in 2024, we thought we would take a look back at the year that was. So here are the top 5 Maine stories you watched on our YouTube page this year. At number 5, a scary situation in Topsom. Back in June, several people were injured when a monster truck hit an electrical wire and pulled utility poles into a crowd at the Topsom Fairgrounds. Mike Hersom of West Gardner and his son escaped just in time.
Both of us had been hit by some debris that had come from maybe splintering telephone pole.
Carly Cobbs from Freiburg is suing the owners of the Renegade Monster Truck Tour after her and her child were hurt that day. The area around the track has been repaired, but people hope the next event will take more precautions into consideration. At number 4, how Maine is finding a new use for wind turbine blades.
How we can avoid putting them into a landfill and bring them back into a circular economy where the materials are reused.
Back in May, the university's Advanced Structures and Composites Center got a grant from the federal government to study this. Hundreds of onshore wind turbines in Maine are expected to end their 20-year lifespan in about a decade.
There are glass fibers and carbon fibers within these wind turbine blades that we're going to take advantage of for the purpose of improving the materials that we're 3D printing with.
If the study is successful, it's expected to prevent 8,000 tons of waste. We go to the world of politics now for number 3.
So today's decision indicated that the states cannot interpret Section 3 of the 14th Amendment with regards to federal candidates. That means that Mr. Trump's votes will be counted tomorrow.
This was the result of a months-long process as Secretary of State Shanna Bellows eventually withdrew her decision to remove former President Donald Trump from the primary ballot. Secretary Bellows' decision was dependent on the Supreme Court's ruling in Colorado.
Very uplifting. All 9 Supreme Court justices agreed. That doesn't happen very often.
There was a little confusion on voting day, but Trump won the Republican nomination in Maine and in the November election earned one of the state's 4 electoral votes. Checking in at number 2, the first right whale death attributed to Maine lobster gear.
It was very clear that she had suffered quite significantly from this entanglement.
The whale died near Martha's Vineyard in January and was 3 years old. The death hit Maine lobstermen hard.
The angst amongst the industry in the last few weeks because of this whale that washed up has gone through the roof.
Lobstermen are worried that this death could lead to more regulations. But the Maine Department of Marine Resources says it is premature at this point to speculate on the impact of this incident on future rulemaking. And at number 1, we head to the lanes.
I literally just felt like it needed saving.
Autumn Mowry grew up going candlepin bowling in Ellsworth and took over the business to make sure others could enjoy her passion. Well, the job comes with some challenges, especially dealing with machines built in 1949 that were never supposed to have this long of a shelf life.
So every now and then they'll lift up and they can't sort through the bowling balls and pins. And so what I have to do is I have to use my foot and stomp it down so it can separate them.
The community has appreciated her efforts, whether it's 9 lanes working at a time or just 2. And that rounds out our top 5 stories on YouTube. Thanks for watching. Our producer Isaac compiled all of those elements, which we appreciate. I love this time of year because there are so many stories that say, oh, was that this year? Or I don't remember that one at all.
And I'm impressed that number 1 wasn't like some viral video or something. That was a legitimate, news story we put together.
Story.
That's awesome.
Yep.